prophet Isaiah, "Thus says the Lord, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. I am the Lord your God, who teaches you for your own good, who leads you in the way you should go. Oh, that you had paid attention to my commandments. Then your prosperity would have been like a river, and your success like the waves of the sea. Your offspring would have been like the sand, and your descendants like its grains. Their name would never be cut off or destroyed from before me." I think most of us dislike following other people's rules, especially if they impinge on our freedom or stop us from doing what we want. We'll resist, even if outwardly we seem to be complying. Think, for example, about all these COVID rules. No one likes being told how we can shop, how we have to queue, how we have to sanitize our hands, how and where, and even when we can go out for a drink or for a meal, or how we can celebrate Christmas with our families. Outwardly, the majority of us may seem to comply. Inwardly, however, I wonder how many of us are seething and resentful of each and every new measure and just wish they weren't there. I think that might be why so many of us try to stretch and bend and even break rules, especially when we think there's no one looking and we might not get caught. I wonder, though, if we might not also treat the rules of God in a similar manner. How often is the command to love inconvenient, or the command to forgive seemingly unjustified? How often do we convince ourselves that we've got a special reason or exception not to obey a particular commandment in a particular circumstance? In today's reading, God says through the prophet Isaiah, "If you had paid attention to my commandments, then your prosperity would have been like a river, and your success like the waves of the sea." God's commands aren't like other commands. They're given to us by a loving Father, not to spoil our fun, but so that we can flourish and enjoy the fullness of life with God both on earth and in heaven. God gives his commandments and invites us to order our lives by them because he knows this is the surest path for our continued growth and happiness. Not obeying God's commandments is a bit like being given a treasure map with the path clearly marked out, only to refuse to take it because you insist on your right to make your own path. How crazy is that?